Exegesis versus eisegesis. This is crucial to understand in order to identify when either one is being used when studying or debating a biblical topic. Let's get started. Exegesis means to lead out of. In other words, to properly look at what the text is saying in order to know its proper context. Exegesis is the process of using careful and objective analysis to ask the question, what did the original author mean when he wrote this? Just remember, exegesis, as in X marks the spot, hitting the nail on the head, an accurate bullseye, is the most accurate meaning of the text. Moving on to eisegesis, which means to lead into an interpretation of a text by reading into it with your own ideas, trying to make the text say something it doesn't, in order to prove your beliefs while misusing a Bible verse. I remember eisegesis by hearing the sound iso. You isolate the text and try to make it sound like it's saying something it isn't in order to try to prove your doctrine. Let's use an example. The Sabbath being replaced by Sunday worship. Many Christians will try to prove that the Sabbath was done away with and changed to Sunday by practicing eisegesis in certain passages. For example, they refer to Acts 20 verse 7 to try and prove the Sabbath was no longer observed by the apostles. It reads, Acts 20 verse 7, "On the first day of the week, when we, the apostles, were gathered together to break bread, Paul talked with them, intending to depart on the next day." Christian doctrine teaches that this verse proves that the disciples were no longer gathering on the Sabbath, but on the first day of the week, Sunday. Hence, the Sabbath is no longer practiced, but instead the first day of the week is kept as holy. Using proper exegesis, we find that gathering and breaking bread was seen as a daily thing. It was common and not evident as a sign of keeping that day holy. Acts 2 verse 46, continuing daily with one accord in the temple and breaking bread from house to house. Gathering on any day to break bread and discuss matters of importance can occur any day of the week. By using proper exegesis, we see that the original context is simply acknowledging that they had a meeting. If anything, the original Greek shows that it's best translated as the first of the Sabbaths, as the apostles were keeping the feasts, thus counting the 7 Sabbaths, the 40 days, after Passover till the day of Pentecost, proving that they still kept the feasts, still kept the Sabbath day, and were seen as Torah observant long after Yeshua resurrected and ascended from the grave. Be sure to study how to use proper exegesis whenever you are testing out a doctrine you or others believe. We all been guilty at one time or another of using eisegesis, but once you become wiser with studying the Bible, we should be quick to identify this tactic and repent of it in order to know the true meaning of the Bible and what it teaches. Thank you, and shalom.